Kabla hata kukula chakula nasikia bukitu bubu bubu.
Jirani akaniambia hiyo ni mvua, nikaambia hapana, hebu sikiliza vizuri.
Yeye anatumia wale watu tu, bora tu mtu mwenye anajua kuendesha machine ile excavator, grader, lift. Si ati ujuzi ya kuwa hii dam imechimbwa kiwango gani, imewekwa dump liner, vitu kama hiyo.
"65-year-old Lolukanyang Lukwal is one of the survivors who literally saw death but evaded it by a whisker. However, she lost her daughter, son-in-law, and her 2 grandchildren. Lolukanyang narrates how 35-year-old Samuel Amugi Awoi, 28-year-old wife Jane Amana, 4-year-old Immaculate Amugi, and 1.5-year-old Maxwell Amugi died that night.
Nitafanya nini sasa? Na ni maji si maji. Hiyo kama natumwa. Shetani ndio hiyo.
Lolukanyang's family had lived for 2 weeks at the semi-permanent house. Her son-in-law, Amugi, had just moved from his employer's residential quarters where he had lived for over 2 decades. 2 out of the 4 children survived, Rose Longalan and Samuel Ochuch, who frantically tried to save a mother from the flood water.
Alikuwa anataka shika anti yake. Anaona maji nataka anguje hata yeye na watoto na anti nasema. Na wacha nakuja nasema Jojo anti naenda. Mimi naona maji na nachukua kwa mkono yangu anasema haya nitafanya nini sasa? Lakini hapa chini yote ni kuwanja na wanyoe. Hata dukwa kubwa sana baya moto naitwa Baba Chiro. Anabamua. Mimi nataka hata pesa yake na rogoto pande hii. Moto nachiba pande hii. Hata kichiba na maji tena yeye. Maji hii hapana, hakuna moto na baki. Hiyo watoto hiyo wawili hivi, bwana na bibi, hawa ndio bwana yangu, ndio nashungwa mimi. Nashungwa roho, nashungwa nyumba, sisi ni watu kuomboa nyumba. Hawa ndio najua, mama iko hakuna kitu fulani. Hata beatu wa mkuu, hawa najua, hata hii. Kwani tasema aje, mtu kama hiyo, sini Mungu yako.
Before tragedy struck on the fateful night, the family of Samuel Amugi used to gather as one for dinner as well as share light moments before going to sleep. But this is not the case anymore. Things have changed and the numbers have decreased. This is a reality that they must cope with in the coming days, even as they come to terms with the loss of their very own. Lolukanyang and her 2 grandchildren are part of the 263 displaced households who survived the tragedy and were until Saturday accommodated at a makeshift camp at Solai Boys High School. Out of the 263, children are the majority, numbering 114. There are 80 women and 69 men. The camp is managed by Kenya Red Cross Society volunteers as well as officials from the National Disaster Response Team. Official activities here run between 8 in the morning when breakfast is served to 9 p.m. at night when the lights go off. However, majority of the displaced persons start the day much earlier to do some grooming as well as manual work guided by a roster. It's only pregnant women, the elderly and children who receive hot water for bathing. 23-year-old Anna Sambu, who is 7 months pregnant, is among those preparing for the day. She has to do this by herself for the sake of her 2 children who are living with her in the camp. Nasambu, a flower gardener working at Patel's farm since 2015, saw death coming and managed to escape together with her children.
Wakati ilipasuka hivyo, maji kumbe inakuja na mamawe, maji inateremka inakuja. Sisi pia wakati tuliona hivyo tukatoroka na watoto wangu hao, tulitorokea upande ule, wengine walitorokea. Kwa sababu wenye walitorokea huku ndio walienda na maji. Hata hakuna kenye tulikuwa tunaona, ilikuwa ni giza. Asa ilikuwa tunukuji, yani ni Mungu tu, tulijikuta tuko ngambo ile. Hiyo siku ilikuwa imeniaffect hiyo siku. Lakini wakati nilifika hapa kesho yake, nilipelekwa hospitali, nikatibiwa, nikarudi sawa. Ilikuwa imeniharibikia tayari.
While children seem to eat with ease, it is not so for the adults who have to contend with the thoughts of raising their children in the camp and funeral arrangements for their loved ones. A kitchen welfare team comprising representatives from the displaced persons and Kenya Red Cross Society ensures that no one misses food, with children privileged to be served with milk during lunch and dinner. Counseling sessions and devotions are conducted during the day, with the bereaved having to check on the condition of the bodies of their deceased kin at the mortuary situated in Nakuru town. Children spend most times playing.
We have a team of counselors who've been supportive through this process in really giving that social support to these families who've lost property, who've lost their beloved ones, and that has been a commendable job that has taken place since the establishment of this camp.
But after this, we are sure that it will be well with them. Yeah, they will take the pieces. I'm sure. The churches are doing their responsibility, and every institution in this community is doing its responsibility to ensure that this cohesiveness continues.
On this day, the displaced persons will for the first time reunite with their 47 departed kin during an interdenominational memorial service to be attended by the President and his deputy. They are assembled in a room to be briefed about the ceremony. It's going to be the most difficult time they have experienced since the day of the tragedy. The survivors arrived just in time for the memorial service, holding pictures of the departed loved ones. It's here that reality sets in.
Heavenly Father, we want to surrender ourselves to you that you may comfort us. The Lord our God, you may strengthen us.
Muwe na nguvu ya kuweza kuvumilia yale ambayo yametendeka, mkijua ya kwamba sisi kama serikali tutasimama imara pamoja nanyi na pamoja na watu ya Solai kwa jumla.
After the service, 42 bodies out of the 47 are brought to the families for burial.
Haya, tusonge nyuma. Hapa nataka nafasi. Sawa sawa.
A place called Energy, situated in Solai, was the most affected by the tragedy. A large number of victims are being laid to rest on this mass grave. 25-year-old George Wanjala, a security guard working at a nearby shopping center, is one of the residents. He had 2 children, 2-year-old Joseph Lamonot and 5-year-old Alicia Namuru. He only managed to rescue his last-born, 2-month-old Patrick Wekesa.
Ni kitu yenye sija kuona kwa maisha yangu hiyo sasa. Sababu chungu hizi nitasije kukumbuka mpaka fanya hata sije siku. Sasa imagine tukuta kwa nyumba tu. Na mimi maji nilichukua. Nikaenda bibi naye akachukua na maji yake. Kila mtu alikuwa anaenda njia yake. Sasa mtoto mdogo aliokolewa, huyo alikuwa mwezi moja. Sasa wengine wawili walienda.
A brief devotion is held to console the mourners.
Licha ya kwamba kuna majaribu na mambo mengi ambayo unapitia, labda unajiuliza ni kwa nini unajaribu kuishi, labda haijawezekana vile imewezekana.
Before the bodies are interred, after the burial, the survivors head back to the camp. Where they had served dinner, but most of them skipped the meal, choosing rather to reflect on the departed ones. Most of those who queue for the evening meal are children. For some survivors, since the tragedy happened, darkness reminds them of the horrific scenes of the 9th of May. For a people drawn from various ethnic backgrounds and who lived happily together until tragedy struck, perhaps the immediate need is divine intervention.
Baba, tazama wapendwa hawa, kila rika liko mahali hapa ndani. Baba, wacha wakapate faraja yako, wacha wakapate tumaini.
It may take days, weeks, months, or even years for the Solai community to fully heal from the tragedy that took some of their loved ones. But one thing for sure is that they have vowed to remain united in grief and hope for a better future, even as they try to bury the dark past. Seth Olale, NTV, Solai.